Alright guys, before we go to ArcJet Systems once again to loot it, we need to upgrade our weaponry. Now I'm just a humble man in the wasteland, so I don't really carry that much weaponry with me. I carry myself a 10mm pistol and a machete. Now, the trick to doing this, to keep myself nice and lightweight, to have more room for junk and other things I pick up is, yes, I might have two weapons on me, but I have to make them count. See, I have to constantly upgrade my 10mm pistol, and if I come across a 357 Magnum, I might carry one of those with me too. So we keep upgrading our weapons so when we come across an enemy, we can blow cannon size or cannonball size holes into our enemy with just a 10mm pistol. And if we run out of ammunition, we have our trusty machete. Now, as you know, I've been upgrading my strength with my perks, so I might have the power of a god in my hand when I swing machete, because you don't want me swinging a machete on you. It's like instant decapitation. Like, but you targeted my leg. How did I get decapitated? Power of the gods. Power of the gods. Now, let's talk about a movie that came out this month. You may all know it already, or you're like, oh, I'm not interested in that. Huh, that's for little kids. It's like, well, sir, that's your opinion, and I respect it. But
Hey.
people who do, let's talk about it. Oh, and by the way, as I was looking through other people's videos, I was like, wait, how come your dog meat has accessories and I don't? So I figured it out, guys. It's not like in Fallout 3 where when you give your companion random stuff, they'll just put it on. It's like, hey, why are you wearing my cool armor? It's like, well, you weren't using it. No, take it off. Take it off right now. You're gonna make it sweaty. Like, no, I need this armor. You're not even using it. You're just in some mercenary robes. I'll just use your Tesla armor in the meantime. When you need it, you can have it. No, you're gonna get all juice on it. I know you. You're a chronic masturbator. You're just gonna get spooge on it. No, take it off immediately. Like, no, I'm not. So all you have to do is, for most of your companions, they will be human or super mutant. So you can put most of the armor on them. Dog meat doesn't wear, all the armor. He just wears certain pieces. So certain items you cannot equip on dog meat. Actually, a lot of items you cannot equip on dog meat. It would be cool if he had like a little mounted laser on his back. It could help out with shooting some of the enemies. Well, isn't that lovely? The weather seems to be nice and super irradiated. If you guys didn't know what's going on outside, that's a radiation storm. Every time that lightning attacks, you get a little bit irradiated, see? Because I'm outdoors, so we need to head inside. Unless you have one of those, oh, I'm invulnerable to radiation, so I'm not worried. What is it, radiation skeleton or something like that? Now let's get back to the subject I was talking about. Let's talk about Star Wars. Because some of you are like, hey, Star Wars. Like, okay, finally, Star Wars. I have to say this. When I first saw Kylo Ren and he did all his cool stuff with his force power, I'm like, oh man, this guy is a super badass. Look what he just did. He just stopped a laser shot in mid-air. Now this is going to be spoilers, so, spoilers! He stops it in midair and he's just walking around. He doesn't really even have to concentrate on what he's doing. He doesn't have to concentrate on the laser shot that he just stopped in midair with the force. I'm like, man, this guy's such a badass. But as the movie progressed, there is a certain part in the movie where it almost ruined Kylo Ren for me. Now, you might have noticed it as well, but it also explains it more later in the movie. There's two parts, I may say, where Kylo Ren asked the guy in the black suit, sorry if I don't remember his name, he's like, so where's the android? And he's like, well, it got away. He said, what do you mean it got away? Yeah, it got away with the girl. It's like, girl, what the hell you mean got away with the girl? So he pretty much tells him, I'm not going to tolerate failure again. And the guy's like, I'm higher ranked than you, I don't care. It's like, okay, we'll see. So of course he fails him again. He's like, where's the girl? It's like, well, you see, she got off planet. So, oh, she got off planet, you say? Alright, let's see. I like to have your team get together and implement a new security strategy for the ArcJet complex. This is our first contract for the USSA, and I don't intend to have any security slip-ups while we're working on the XMB booster engine. I want you to double the coverage 24 hours a day and install automated countermeasures inside the facility. I'll also like you to hire a consultant to figure out a better security password system for our terminals. The automated reset timer mailing out passwords is ridiculous. Well, yeah, that is kind of ridiculous. Turrets. Starting tomorrow, we will begin distributing identification badges to all employees. These badges must be worn at all times. They are infused with a low-yield radioactive isotope that will prevent our internal security turrets from accidentally shooting any of our own employees. If anyone is caught near the entrance to the engine core without a badge, we are not liable for the injuries you may sustain. Their turrets will go online in 1 week, so I suggest you sign up for your badges as soon as possible. Sam, what the hell is going on down there? How did a member of the press get all the way past security through the entire research facility and into the engine core without tripping our alarms or turrets? We have a real mess on our hands, and it's going to be your job to clean it up. I don't care how you do it, just make it all go away. If it comes back to bite us, I swear you're going to be the one that takes the fall. This guy's a little moody. Just because somebody died. Protection protocol. Oh, this doesn't really matter. All the protectrons are dead. But anyway, the guy in the back is, I'm higher ranked than you, I don't care. He's like, well, we'll see. So he comes back, he's like, hey, where's the droid? He's like, well, you see, he got away. He got off the planet. Oh, he got off the planet. So Kylo Ren pulls out his lifesaver, and a guy, like, does a big gulp and closes his eye, and I swear, in my mind, it's like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be so decapitated. You might as well call his mother, to arrange the funeral for him. It's like, yeah, she just got decapitated by Kylo Ren. And he's like, yes, Kylo Ren's so badass and dark, and then he turns around and just starts slashing at the terminals behind him, like, no, Kylo Ren, no. The dark side, it is strong within you. Come on, no, you can't just. You should have killed him. You should have just lopped his head off right there. And here's the thing, it might be because it's Disney. Disney owns LucasArts. You all know that by now. They could have done it where they would cut away and you would hear two thuds on the ground. That would make it'd be a decapitation without seeing a decapitation. You'd be like, oh, he just decapitated the guy without actually showing a decapitation. Or you could have done it in shadow, where you see the shadow of Kylo Ren chopping the head off of the other guy in the black. I don't remember his name, because in my opinion he wasn't all that important. Like, no, you fool, he will be important later on in the series. Like, I don't really care who he is. He's just some guy on the station or guy on the spaceship. He's not as cool as the other guy. He's not even the main focus. So as the movie progresses, you find out that Kylo Ren is strong in the Force, but he's not fully trained, so that it makes more sense why he didn't decapitate the guy right there. Because you all know that if it was Vader, he would just pick up the guy with his force and just force crush his throat, and that'd be the end of him. Or he would just throw him out the window. He's like, "Ah, oh, you're no use to me. Get out of here." But he would throw him out a window when he's, going off planet, so the guy would fall onto the planet and splat. So that was really the only problem that I had with Kylo Ren. It was just a moment where it could have been oh so much better, oh so much eviler. He just lopping people's heads off because he could. If I could lop people's heads off, if I had force powers, I wouldn't lop people's heads off. No, I wouldn't. What would I do? If I had force power. Now, it all depends on the wielder and the user, because there are standard force powers, but there's also unique force powers. They have the force push and the shields and whatnot, but other Jedi or other Sith do have unique powers onto themselves. Like Kylo Ren, we haven't really seen any other Force user stop a laser shot in midair. That might be unique to Kylo Ren, because I didn't see that in the other movies. She's like, well, you see, in the expanded universe, they can do that all the time. No worries. And there's a droid. The droid that was before R2-D2 that malfunctioned, and they picked R2-D2 because that one malfunctioned. Well, you see, he really has force powers. It's like, really, expanded universe? Really, a droid with force power? This is just ridiculous. And what else are you gonna tell me? Chewbacca dies? Nah, get out of here. No wonder you're not canon anymore. You're just making stuff up while you go. And the Emperor is still alive. You're gonna give me an explanation like, yeah, he's alive. He just has clones. Yeah, really, clones. So Dark Sidious, the strongest of the Sith Lords, he just happens to conveniently have clones? I don't think so. Because we all know Dark Sidious. He's jealous of everything. I mean, he killed his own master. He's just super jealous and super powerful. If Vader would not have killed him at the end of Return of the Jedi, I'm pretty sure Sidious. Now you're like, who the hell is Sidious? Who's that guy? It's the Emperor. The Emperor is Dark Sidious. If Vader would not have killed Sidious, Sidious would have killed Vader, because Vader would have become stronger, or would oppose more of a threat as he went on. That Sidious would have killed Vader anyway, because that's how Sidious rolls. He's like, oh, there can only be one strong one. No one can be as strong as me, so I'm just gonna decapitate you right now before you get any stronger. That's how my Dark Sidious sounds in my mind. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna kill you, no problem. Yeah. Because that's just the evil voice in my face. In my face, yeah, in my mind. The evil voice in my face tells me that I'm ugly and I should get plastic surgery. He's not a very good person, I tell you. He's not. He makes fun of me and he tells me I have back rage and I got a cavity in my tooth. Finds out I really do have a cavity in my tooth. I've never had a cavity before, and now I have one. It's all because of the Mountain Dew that I've been drinking. I drink a ton of Mountain Dew. I swear to God, that stuff is the elixir of the gods. But I got a cavity now, so I gotta go to the dentist and take out that cavity. Because the way I noticed I had a cavity, like there was a weird constant taste in my mouth. If that makes sense to anybody that has cavities, and it wouldn't go away. Because sometimes when you eat something that lingers in your mouth, like garlic, it's like, ugh, I think I ate too much garlic. It's just there. It's like that, but it's not. So as I was moving my tongue through my teeth, I found like a dent in my tooth. Now it's the very last tooth. I don't know the technical name for that tooth at the end. It's not the wisdom tooth. I don't have my wisdom teeth yet, but the last tooth before the wisdom tooth. It's a molar. It's the molar of molar. It's the molary molar. Moly, mole, chipotle. But it's the last one, so I guess it's the molar. It has like cavity, but not underneath it. It's like on the side. So I'm freaking out. Well, I was freaking out until I got over it because I didn't know what it was at first. So what I did is I went into my shed and got one of my really super ultralight bright lights that I use to repair my car. You know, in case you need to do a couple repairs on your car at night, you get one of those lamps that's really super bright. So what I did is I stuck that in my mouth. Yeah, the way you're thinking, all pervy. So I stuck it in there like that, and then I moved my cheek to the side, and then I saw the little black blotch on my tooth, and I'm like, oh, it's a cavity. Thank God it wasn't one of those Amazon tooth-eating worms that might or might not exist. You know, they got that penis fish. So they have penis fishes in Brazil. Well, not in Brazil.
Security's too tight.
They have in the Amazon, which might be part of Brazil. I don't know. My geography is not all that up to date. But anyway, in the Amazon, if you go swimming in the Amazon River, if you're bold enough, I'm like, no, they have weird things in the Amazon River. Don't go in there. It's a trap. So I'm going swimming anyway. Okay, your funeral. So if you pee in the Amazon River, these little fish will swim up your penis and get stuck there because they can't swim backwards. So they just get stuck there, die, and start to rot. And, you know, that causes problems. So, you know, wear a net around your junk. I don't know if it works on vaginas. I don't know. Maybe the vagina is big enough for the fish to turn around and swim back out. I don't know. I haven't found a case on women. So we just started talking about Star Wars, penis, fishes, and vaginas. How did we end up here? I thought we were just looting ArcJet system for everything they had. We just started talking about weird things. You guys are weird. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was just talking about Star Wars, and then you started talking about crazy things, extra octopus arms and whatnot. Speaking of octopus arms,
got it.
Aren't you excited for the next X-Men movie, X-Men Apocalypse? I am, because secretly, guys, secretly, I really do enjoy I wouldn't say the reboot of X-Men, because it's not a reboot, but it really is a reboot, but not a reboot. It's confusing, I know, but I'm just gonna say they're the new X-Men movies. They're just an offshoot of the older X-Men. There's no Phoenix Force in it and whatnot. I really do like X-Men First Class, and I like X-Men Days of Future Past. Those are pretty good. I do enjoy those. Alright. Mars Shot Project. After 6 months, the United States Space Administration finally approved the ArcJet as the contractor for the Mars Shoot Project propulsion and communication system. Having my team start working on the XMB boosters before we secured the contract was a gamble, but it looks like it's going to pay off big. We have a lot of details to hash out with the agency, and we have a lot of work ahead of us. But I think this contract will finally put ArcJet on the map. Losing my voice here, it's early in the morning. I was fortunate to be able to add Dr. Roy McCullen to our XMB booster team today. There are a few people who can match Dr. McCullen's aptitude with nuclear propulsion systems, so this is truly a coup. It costs the company a heck of a lot of money to hire him away from the military contracting job, but I'm sure he will be well worth every dollar. I promised the USSA that the booster will be ready in at least a year before the July 2078 launch date. With Dr. McCullen at the helm, we should be able to meet the deadline with time to spare. As the holiday season approaches, it is time to take a step back and look at everything that's happened to Archex Systems this year. 5 months ago, this company was struggling to make ends meet. Now, with the XMB booster and the deep range transmitter project in full swing, Arcjet appears to have received a second chance. Thanks to Dr. McCullen, we're on schedule and under budget. The USSA is thrilled with our progress and is already talking to me about future contracts after we deliver. I don't think it's possible to be ending the year on a better note. Dr. McCullen informed me that we have a problem with the XMB booster. The USSA is demanding that the engine cannot exceed their strict weight allowance, but thanks to the uranium refinement subsystems, we're a few hundred tons over. We're now 1 month behind schedule, and I'm frankly starting to panic. Dr. McCullen assured that he'll find a solution soon, but that isn't helping me get to sleep at night. The USSA has started their public relation campaign for the Mars Shoot project, and Archex System is finding itself caught right in the middle. In the last week, I think I fielded 15 separate interviews, and everyone asking the same question over and over again. They all want to know when we're delivering the XMB booster so they can take their pretty pictures of the USA test firing for its first time. And all I can do is keep smiling and lying through my teeth that the XMB will be delivered when it's ready. I hope Dr. McCollum solves the weight problem soon, or get we're never going to get another contract from the USSA ever again. I can't believe it, but Dr. McCollum's team finally solved the XMB weight problem. Now all we need to do is finish tightening a few screws and hoist the engine up into the engine core. If we're lucky, we'll be able to test fire the boosters right after the new year. It's funny how things seem so bleak and chaotic during the year, but it all comes together for us just in time for the holidays. We scheduled a photo opportunity tomorrow for the XMB booster's first test firing in the engine core. We're going to stick them all down in the control room and let them shoot their pictures through the thermal glass window after Dr. McCullen gives them a short explanation of how the booster works. The engine puts out a hell of a lot of thrust, so it should be quite a spectacular show. It's been 2 weeks since the accident before the XMB booster test firing event. Somehow, a photographer managed to wander past security and into the engine core a few hours early. Dr. McCullen was running a quick test on the boosters, letting it run for only a few seconds to make sure it was ready for the demonstration and burn the photographer into ashes. Thank God no one else saw what happened. I'm having Brent take care of the remains. After all, that's why I hired him. If word of this accident goes public, we will be shut down, and I might as well put up a for sale sign out front. All of the unrest overseas is making the USSA nervous about proceeding with the Mars Shot program. They're telling me they may have to delay a year or more depending on what happens. If that's true, we'll just have to make do with the proceeds from the deep range transmitter contract which we've already completed. I'm trying to keep everyone's spirits up around here, but it's getting harder and harder with the world falling apart around us. Hopefully, our government will work things out and we can all get back to work. Well, always trust in the government because they always have the best interest of the people in mind. They always do. They are. Excuse me, my microphone just decided to be a jerk. It's like, no, no, the government is wrong. It's trying to rebel against me and the government. Because, you know, governments never turn into galactic empires or the First Order. They never do. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking about Star Wars. We'll just hope that the next 2 movies won't suck. Which hopefully they don't suck, because we're all gonna riot and start burning stuff down. Let's go burn down the Star Trek display, because we all know Star Trek is not as good as Star Wars. Get out of here, Star Trek fans. What are you doing here? It's all about Star Wars now. Let's continue on our epic adventure here in the place that we have already beat everything up. So, what are our thoughts about this place? So, we have just discovered that there was an accident here that burnt a photographer alive. They don't know how their security system failed, but it just failed big time. And he did install security turrets, right? So let's say the security didn't fail. Wouldn't the photographer be shot to death anyway? Because he doesn't have the low yield isotope badge with him? He would just be shot to death. But he must have been using some kind of newfangled technology. I'm gonna guess he was using a stealth boy. Because I don't know. Do the turrets use infrared or sonar to detect people, or do they just use cameras? I'm thinking they only use cameras to identify targets, because if the photographer was to use a stealth boy, the turrets wouldn't pick up on him. That would make more sense, guys, because nobody saw the photographer go in to the engine core, and the turrets, because they don't have infrared or sonar, didn't detect him while he was going in. That's why nobody saw him. So he must have used a stealth boy to get himself incinerated into ashes. That must be a powerful booster. I mean, into ashes, instant cremation, that's a lot of power coming out from an engine. Now, I can see somebody getting burnt to a crisp. Yes, I understand that. But burnt into, like, this nice little pile of ashes that the janitor could just come and sweep up with his little broom. And secondary, why would he even ask Bennett to go clean it up anyway? He could have just told the janitor that, oh, we had some ash fall down from the booster. Could you just come and pick it up and throw it away, and nobody would know? Like, because janitor would have think, oh, it's just a stupid pile of ash on the ground. Let me just clean this up. Unless it's a oh, there's more stuff to read. Okay. Installing new terminal in Rither, I don't know his name, office. He's demanding some serious security on it. Damn it! Now that we got the Marshu contract, I'm sure if he's being I'm not sure if he's being paranoid. If he's got a real reason to be. Man, I just butchered that. Okay, now I'm convinced Richard is paranoid. He had me put in automated security turrets in the main hallway outside his office. You'd think that we were working for the military instead of just the United States Space Administration. Renethard? Is that his name? Whatever. Got McCullen constantly bugging me that the mainframe keeps running out of space. I've ordered some more space from our supplier, but we're rapidly running out of room down here for any more consoles. I might have to talk to Ritha into letting us spill over into the office sections. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, now I'm back on rhythm. Bennett came down and had me pull all the video surveillance records from the mainframe from last month. I asked him if he wanted me just to make backups, but he just grunted like he always does and demanded the originals. I have no idea what he's doing with them, and I don't want to know. As long as he